When you learn a new language like English, there is more to it than just learning vocabulary and grammar. One of the most important things to do is to train your brain to think in English. Thinking directly in English can make a huge difference in how well you speak, understand, and write in the language. It helps you feel more confident and fluent. So, why is thinking in English so important? Let's take a closer look. First, imagine you're in the middle of a conversation, and you find yourself pausing to translate everything in your head before you speak. It's like you are working twice as hard to come up with the right words. By the time you are ready to speak, the moment may have passed. This can make communication feel slow and difficult. But if you could think in English, the words would come to you much faster. You would be able to speak without stopping to translate, and your conversations would feel more natural. Thinking in English helps you speak more fluently. When you translate in your head, it takes time. But when you think directly in English, your brain does the work of putting sentences together automatically. Your responses are quicker, and you can speak in a way that feels natural. This also helps you avoid the long pauses that often happen when you're translating. Instead, you'll respond smoothly, just like a native speaker. Another reason thinking in English is important is because it improves your confidence. Think about it. How do you feel when you have to translate every word before you say it? You might feel unsure or nervous, but when your brain is already working in English, you don't need to pause and think. You can speak freely, which boosts your self-confidence. The more you think in English, the easier it gets to speak without hesitation. Over time, you'll feel more at ease during conversations. Listening also becomes easier when you think in English. Imagine you're listening to someone speak in English. If you're still translating in your mind, it can be hard to keep up. You might miss some of the important points, or you might feel confused. But when your brain is used to thinking in English, you can understand conversations more easily. Your brain processes the information much faster because you don't have to switch between languages. Whether you're listening to a friend, a teacher, or even watching a movie, you will be able to understand English more quickly. In addition to helping with speaking and listening, thinking in English can also improve your writing skills. When you're writing in English, it's easier to get your ideas down if you're thinking in English. You don't have to spend time translating your thoughts from your native language into English. Instead, your brain can focus on writing in a way that flows naturally. This makes your writing sound more fluent, and it can help you express your ideas more clearly. What are the emotional benefits of thinking in English? You might be wondering how this affects you on a deeper level. When you start thinking in English, you'll notice that you feel more comfortable with the language. The fear of speaking or making mistakes fades away because you're not focused on translating or memorizing words. You're just speaking and thinking as naturally as you would in your native language. Thinking in English also helps you stay calm when you're in a conversation. Instead of feeling anxious or stressed about whether you're saying something wrong, you will be able to speak more easily. This is because you'll have the mental freedom to focus on the conversation, not on figuring out how to say things. This calmness can help reduce the stress many learners feel when speaking in English. Now, you might be thinking, but how can I actually start thinking in English? The idea sounds great, but how do I make it happen? Don't worry, we'll get to that soon. But first, let's recap why it's so important to think in English. Thinking in English allows you to speak more naturally without delays. It makes your brain process English faster, which helps improve your listening and writing. On top of that, it boosts your confidence and helps you feel calm and relaxed during conversations. By making thinking in English a habit, you're opening the door to more fluid and effective communication. So, next time you are practicing English, try to focus on thinking directly in English. Start small, and remember that the more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Eventually, it will become second nature, and you'll be able to speak and understand English with ease. The benefits of thinking in English are clear. It helps you speak faster, listen better, and write more clearly. And, most importantly, it helps you feel more confident and comfortable when using English. Keep practicing, and soon, thinking in English will be a skill you use without even thinking about it. When learning English, it is common to make mistakes, especially when you are trying to think directly in the language. Don't worry, though, making mistakes is part of the learning process. What is important is recognizing these mistakes and finding ways to overcome them. In this part, we will talk about the most common mistakes people make when trying to think in English and how to fix them. One of the biggest mistakes many learners make is relying too much on translation. When you try to translate every word from your native language into English, it slows you down. Instead of thinking directly in English, you are translating in your head, and this takes extra time. By the time you finish translating, the conversation may have moved on, and you might not even remember what you wanted to say. The solution to this is simple: try to stop translating. At first, it may be difficult, but the more you practice, the easier it will become. Start by looking around and naming the objects around you in English. For example, when you're sitting at your desk, say to yourself pen, notebook, computer, and so on. This helps you stop thinking in your native language and start thinking in English. Over time, you will train your brain to connect words with images, instead of translating them. This is the first step in getting rid of the habit of translating. Another mistake that learners often make is focusing too much on grammar. Grammar is important, but it shouldn't stop you from speaking or thinking. Many learners try to make every sentence perfect before speaking, but this can slow them down. They stop themselves from speaking because they're worried about getting every rule right. However, native speakers don't always follow every grammar rule perfectly when they speak, so it's okay for you to make mistakes too. The best way to overcome this is to stop worrying about being perfect. Start speaking with simple, short sentences. Don't worry about grammar rules too much. The goal is to get your thoughts out in English. The more you speak, the more you will improve. If you make mistakes, that's okay. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. Eventually, you'll feel more confident, and your speaking will sound more natural. A third common mistake is the fear of making mistakes. Many learners are so afraid of speaking incorrectly that they choose not to speak at all. This fear can be very limiting. If you don't speak, you can't practice, and if you don't practice, you won't improve. Fear of mistakes can also make you hesitate during conversations, which slows down your progress. The key to overcoming this fear is to remember that everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. Mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. Instead of being afraid of making mistakes, see them as a chance to improve. When you make a mistake, pay attention to it, learn from it, and move on. The more you practice speaking, the more comfortable you will become, and the less you will fear making mistakes. Just keep speaking and practicing, and over time, you will feel more confident. Another mistake many learners make is not surrounding themselves with English. If you only use English in class or during study time, your brain may not get used to thinking in English all the time. This can make it harder for your brain to switch to English when you need it in everyday life. The more you surround yourself with English, the easier it will be to think in the language. To fix this, try to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Listen to English podcasts, watch English movies and TV shows, and read books or articles in English. You can also try talking to yourself in English when you are doing everyday tasks, like cooking, walking, or cleaning. By exposing yourself to English regularly, your brain will start to think in English naturally, and it will become easier to use the language in real-life situations. Lastly, some learners try to learn English in isolation, without practicing with others. This is another mistake that can slow down progress. Speaking and practicing with others is an essential part of learning a language. If you don't have anyone to practice with, it can be difficult to improve your speaking skills. The solution is to find someone to practice with. This could be a friend, a family member, a language partner, or even an online language exchange. The more you practice speaking with others, the more comfortable you will become with using English. Even if you make mistakes, practicing with others will help you learn faster and feel more confident. In conclusion, making mistakes is a normal part of learning English. The key is to recognize these mistakes and find ways to overcome them. Stop translating, don't worry too much about grammar, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Surround yourself with English as much as possible and practice speaking with others. With time and practice, you will see improvements, and thinking in English will become more natural. Keep going, stay patient, and remember that learning a language is a journey. Now that we understand why thinking in English is important and how to overcome common mistakes, it's time to focus on the practical steps and exercises that will help you train your brain to think in English. These exercises are simple but powerful, and they can be done every day to make thinking in English a habit. Let's take a look at some easy ways to start thinking in English. The first step is to name things around you in English. This is a very simple exercise, but it's very effective. Look around you and start naming everything you see in English. For example, if you're in your room, say to yourself bed, lamp, chair, window, book, and so on. By doing this, you will start to connect objects with their names in English. The more you do this, the more your brain will get used to thinking in English without translating. As you get more comfortable with this, try to describe what you are doing. For example, instead of just thinking, I have a book, you can think I am reading a book. This helps you practice making full sentences in your mind in English. Another helpful exercise is to talk to yourself in English. This may feel strange at first, but it is one of the best ways to practice thinking in English. You can do this anytime, anywhere. If you're cooking, walking, or even cleaning, try to describe what you're doing in English. For example, I am making lunch, the weather is sunny today, or I am walking to the store. The goal is to get into the habit of thinking in English, even when you're alone. There's no pressure, and you don't need to worry about making mistakes. The important thing is to keep practicing and make it a part of your daily routine. The next step is to use an English-to-English dictionary instead of a dictionary that translates words into your native language. When you use a dictionary that gives you the meaning of a word in English, your brain starts to think in English right away. For example, if you don't know the word excited, instead of translating it into your native language, look it up in an English-to-English dictionary. You will see a definition like feeling very happy and eager, which helps you understand the word in the context of English. This way, you are learning the word and its meaning in English, not in your native language. It will take time, but using an English-to-English dictionary helps you build a deeper understanding of the language. Another helpful tip is to think in simple sentences at first. Many learners make the mistake of trying to think in long, complex sentences, which can be difficult and confusing. Instead, start with simple thoughts. For example, instead of thinking I should go to the store because I need to buy some vegetables for dinner, just think I need vegetables. This way, you can start to build your confidence and make thinking in English feel less overwhelming. As you get more comfortable, you can start to add more details to your sentences, and eventually, you'll be able to think in longer and more complex sentences. A great way to strengthen your ability to think in English is to develop an English inner voice. This means having a conversation with yourself in your mind, but in English. For example, when you wake up, you can ask yourself in English, what should I do today? Or what do I need to do first? When you plan your day or reflect on things, try to think in English. The more you do this, the more your brain will automatically start thinking in English without you having to force it. This exercise helps you get used to thinking in the language and can be done anytime during your day. Finally, the best way to make thinking in English a habit is to surround yourself with English. The more you expose yourself to English, the easier it will be for your brain to switch to thinking in English. Listen to English podcasts, watch movies or TV shows in English, and read books or articles in English. The more you surround yourself with the language, the more your brain will get used to hearing and processing English automatically. It's like creating an environment where English is always present, and over time, your brain will start to think in English naturally. Even if you don't understand everything at first, just listening and watching will help your brain learn. To help you make thinking in English a part of your daily routine, here are some easy exercises to try. First, start and end your day in English. When you wake up in the morning, think about your plans for the day in English. For example, today is Monday, I have a meeting at 10 a.m., and I will have lunch with my friend. Before you go to bed, think about what you did during the day in English. What did I do today? Did I enjoy it? This simple exercise helps your brain switch to English mode in the morning and at night, so it becomes a habit. Another exercise is to set a rule of no translation for at least 30 minutes a day. During this time, try to think and speak only in English. It may feel difficult at first, but the more you practice, the easier it will get. Even if you make mistakes, just keep going. The important thing is to practice every day, and you'll start to notice progress over time. You can also talk to yourself aloud in English for a few minutes every day. Describe what you're doing. Like, I'm cooking dinner, I'm walking to the park, or I'm reading a book. Even if no one is around to listen, speaking aloud will help your brain get used to thinking in English. Another great way to practice is to use English during simple activities, like cooking, cleaning, or driving. For example, when you are walking outside, think to yourself, the weather is nice today, or the trees are green. This helps make English a natural part of your day-to-day life. Lastly, keep an English journal. Write down your thoughts, what you did during the day, or even your goals in English. It doesn't matter if your grammar isn't perfect. The goal is to express yourself in English. Writing in English every day will help you think in the language and improve your writing skills over time. By practicing these simple exercises, thinking in English will become a natural part of your life. With time and effort, your brain will start to think in English without you even realizing it. Keep practicing, be patient with yourself, and enjoy the journey of learning English. Throughout the story, the character Anna had a remarkable experience that taught her several important lessons. From a rainy morning, when she received a mysterious message from her best friend Maya, to the final moments when she realized the value of helping others and staying strong. Anna's journey was full of surprises, challenges, and personal growth. At the beginning of the day, Anna did not expect anything out of the ordinary. She simply followed her instincts to the airport when Maya asked for her help, even though the situation was unclear. Along the way, she met Sarah, a girl who had missed her flight and was feeling lost and alone. Anna showed kindness to Sarah, offering support and understanding, even though Anna herself was facing uncertainty. This first act of kindness would play a key role in shaping Anna's day. After helping Sarah, Anna rushed to find Maya, who was now in trouble, feeling afraid and unsure because she believed someone was following her. Anna didn't hesitate. She listened, stayed calm, and offered her support. Together, they discovered that Maya's ex-boyfriend, a private detective, had been tracking her, which added to the emotional weight of the situation. Despite the fear and confusion, Anna kept her focus on helping her friend. The climax of the story took place at the mall, when Anna and Maya, feeling safe after informing the police, realized the importance of staying calm in difficult situations. They protected each other and took control of the situation, proving the strength of their friendship and trust in one another. Anna's experience teaches us that sometimes we don't know what will happen in our day, but if we stay kind, brave, and helpful, we will not only help others but also grow personally. Anna's ability to face uncertainty with courage, her willingness to help a stranger, and her determination to support her friend in a time of need are all examples of strength and empathy. In our daily lives, we can apply these lessons by being kind to those around us, offering help when it is needed, and staying calm and positive in difficult times. Life is unpredictable, but the way we respond to challenges defines who we are. By listening to this story, you have not only practiced your English skills, but also learned valuable life lessons. Every story we hear can help us grow, and through storytelling, we can improve our language skills while learning to become better people. Now, it's time for a little quiz. Question: why did Anna decide to help Maya at the airport? A. Because Maya asked for help. B. Because Anna wanted to visit the airport. Please comment your answer or B below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you support us in creating more valuable content for you. If you enjoyed this, please consider donating to help fund our efforts. As we are working hard to bring high quality, free content to you, your support would be greatly appreciated. We are doing this to help you improve your English, and we are grateful for your support. Thank you for listening and for being part of our learning community.